Good morning, and welcome to another edition of CNE's Webi Wednesdays. We host these sessions every Wednesday, and there's one session left in our series after this. This is demo number 6 called Query Prompt. Predefined cells on query prompt gives meaning and context to reports. We'd like to encourage you to attend our Webi Wednesdays every week, and following Webi Wednesdays we have some additional sessions we'll be starting to promote in the near future, so stay tuned at CNE.com as well. Here's what we're going to demonstrate today, and following our demonstration we're going to encourage you to visit CNE.com for a special offer. Let's get started, shall we? Opening up the rich client of Web Intelligence 4.1, first it's important to check the version of Web Intelligence. So we'll go to the Help tool and click on About. And we can see that we are using version 4.1 of Web Intelligence Rich Client, and specifically the Support Pack 3. So in this case, the feature that we're going to be demonstrating is found in version 4.1 Service Pack 2 or higher. I'm going to open up the query prompt report, and we'll start to describe the specific feature we're talking about. So within this report, we can see the result of two queries. One query that shows, if I list the queries in by query, revenue, store, year, sale, revenue, and then margin, store, and margin. And we restrict the data based on a couple of prompts in each query. Webi has the ability to return users' answer to a query prompt using the user response function. However, the trickiest part of this was always the ability to correctly identify the prompt, and the way we'd have to do that would be by the name of the prompt. If you missed a capital, a letter, a punctuation character, the function user response would bring back an empty text string. For example, if I click on Edit to edit the query, I would have to go into the prompt properties of each prompt and literally copy and paste all that text, or somehow remember that information to include that in the user response function. So this guarantees that the user response function will work. However, it also means that there's a lot of additional steps you have to perform. Let me go ahead and run the query so you can see that in the one query we had a user response, or a prompt, for state, California, Florida, Texas, and also for year. And interestingly enough, in this case, if I go back and edit the queries, you'll notice that in the margin query there's a query for state as well. And note that the name of the prompt, enter values for state, is actually the exact same name as the prompt in the first revenue query, enter values for state. So consequently, whenever you process or run queries simultaneously, if there are prompts that have the same prompt text, which in fact is the same name, you will only be prompted one time. Just a little extra tidbit of information there for you. So enter a new feature in 4.1 Service Pack 2. You can now drag and drop predefined cells in a report that contain the user's response function for any of the report's query prompts. So we just go to the Report Element tab, we click on Cell, and then click on Predefined and drop down the list. From this list, what we'll see is the prompt submenu, and below that is a summary, and then a specific predefined cell for the state prompt and a specific predefined cell for the year prompt. What we can do is take either one of those predefined cells, enter value for state, and add that into the header of the report. We'll expand this predefined cell. So now we have the three values for the states that we prompted for. If I go back and go to Predefined and Prompt and select Enter Value for Year, which is the name of the year prompt, click and expand the width of that cell as well. So that was pretty easy, right? And at this point, if we go to our data access button and we hit the refresh button, note that we can now refresh either the revenue or the margin query, or we could simply click on the refresh button to refresh both. And I might select some different states at this time. So I'll choose California, Florida, Texas to be removed from the selected values, and I'll add New York, and I'll add Colorado, for example. And as for the year results, I'll remove 2006, 2005, and I'll simply select the other year, which was 2004, and add that to the selected years and click OK. So what you'll notice is that the results of the document changed to reflect the New York and Colorado stores in only the year 2004. So in previous versions of Webi, there was only one predefined cell related to query prompts. That was the prompt summary. That prompt summary still exists. So if we go back to report element and cell and predefined prompt, there is a summary cell, and by adding that to the report, that actually lists out each of the respective queries, each of the respective prompts, and so forth. So finally, if you need to use any of this information in a formula, it is possible then to take the predefined cell, and you'll note within the formula text here we have user response enter values for state. And in fact, if I wanted to copy this and then hit Control-C to copy into the clipboard, I could point to a different value here and concatenate some spaces and concatenate the user response function. And I'll remove the equal sign. I'll check and validate this formula, and you'll notice how I've been able to incorporate the prompt values into a different cell or a different formula. Well, that's about it for Webi Wednesdays today. Look for our final installment tomorrow, not tomorrow, next week, excuse me, I'm getting ahead of myself. And let's talk about the CNE special offer. So the reason we're hosting Webi Wednesdays is to point out that we have new classes being offered for Web Intelligence 4.1, where you'll learn all the techniques and all the skills you'll need to professionally produce web intelligence reports. And in order to celebrate in our Philadelphia region education center in King of Prussia, all students of the June 23rd and 24th Webi 4.1 class receive a free ticket to the Phillies. We'll be going out as a group that night to see the Phillies. If you can't make the class but you'd like to attend the game, you can enter here for a chance to wear a pair of Phillies tickets for that same game and continue to join us. The address is www.cne.com/Webi, and we look forward to seeing you at an upcoming education event where CNE offers instructor-led training in one of our public sites in New York and Philadelphia, or at one of our partner sites around the country and around the world through e-learning, through Learning Hub, and through virtual education, if that is more convenient for you as well. Very well. We look forward to seeing you in the future. Take care and have a great Webi Wednesday. Bye-bye.